Thank you. Good evening, Madam President and members of the board, Superintendent Preporis, and District Treasurer, Mr. Higley. My name is Dr. Donisha Bailey, and I am honored to be the Director of Exceptional Children. This evening, you will hear from myself, as well as special education coordinators, Ms. Knight, Mr. O'Neill, Ms. Waters, and Dr. Thomas, as we highlight the committee work and future plans for the special education continuum of services in our district. This evening, we will share with you the work that is being done at each level of the Special Education Continuum Committee. We will discuss our job and training coordination program, as well as Teach Training, which is specific to our autism learning centers. Teach Town, a new curriculum that we are piloting and for some of our learning centers, and next steps that we are taking this school year to ensure a smooth transition into next school year. When we reference the special education continuum of services, we are referring to a range of instructional support models for students with disabilities. The special education continuum is designed so that we can give students with disabilities access to the general education continuum, or the curriculum rather, while considering the whole child and ensuring that we are providing a free and appropriate public education. Our current continuum of service model in our SPED department includes inclusive classroom settings in which intervention specialists are pushing in and pulling out to provide services. We also have a co-taught model, which includes a teacher and an intervention specialist working collaboratively. We have resource rooms in which students are given specially designed instruction, as well as learning centers where students spend at least 60% of their day being educated by intervention specialists. As a part of our committee work, we have determined what our desired continuum would look like. This includes a clear MTSS model, true alignment of the continuum across the district, consistency, and ensuring the least restrictive environment for students is being met. We have an LRE committee that has been working with the ESC to reflect on our district's practices. In our desired continuum, we would like to ensure that we have common assessments at the secondary level and incorporate data talks district-wide. Based on our desired continuum, the resources that are needed is a new curriculum for our learning centers, new professional development and training, and continued committee work. In addition to the continuum committees and the LRE committee, we have the internal monitoring review committee, the indicator analysis committee, and the state systemic improvement plan committee. Thank you to the members of the LRE committee for ensuring that we have the most appropriate placement for our students with disabilities. Thank you to our members of the Indicator Analysis Committee for reviewing and revising special education indicators to ensure our district is meeting our goals. Thank you to the members of the Internal Monitoring Review Committee for reviewing our special education documents district-wide to ensure we are compliant and determining professional development that may be needed. And thank you to the members of our State Systemic Improvement Plan Committee for working to improve the outcomes of students with disabilities. Now I will turn it over to Ms. Knight and Mr. O'Neill to discuss the work that has been done thus far at the elementary level.
The Elementary Continuum Committee consists of over 20 staff, including principals, coordinators, intervention specialists, related service providers, behavior specialists, and instructional coaches, representing all 5 elementary buildings. The committee has met 3 times this school year on September 6th, October 10th, and February 20th. Committee members engaged in meaningful discussions about the current special education services in each building. We conducted a building-by-building analysis and implemented a plan and action steps to ensure that all students' needs are met in their least restrictive environment.
When you look at the landscape of the students throughout our 5 elementary buildings, you see that we have around 1,700 students. Within that population, 340, or about 16%, make up our special education students. Of those students who are identified as having a disability, about 1/3 of them receive services in our learning centers. The learning centers at the elementary level include multi-handicap, cross-categorical, emotional disturbance, and autism. These learning centers are spread across the district to foster inclusion. This is a testament to our building and our district leadership focusing on the needs of each individual student. And now we'll transition to Ms. Waters as she will discuss the middle school continuum.
The Euclid Middle School Continuum Committee is comprised of 11 staff members with various backgrounds within the district. The committee met twice, November 7th and February 19th. The committee engaged in really good conversation and offered useful suggestions and feedback. There are currently 837 students that attend the middle school, which includes Memorial Option Center. Out of that population, 219, or about 21%, are students who have been identified with students with disabilities. As a part of our continuum of services at the middle school, we have resource rooms, co-taught settings, learning centers, and honors clusters. While we completed a least restrictive environment consideration self-rating survey in all continuum committees at the middle school level, we used the results of this assessment to determine possible professional development and training that we may need. There are 7 considerations that we work through, including belief structures, decision-making, transition, access to the general education setting, and family and community engagement. One area the committee felt we are doing well in is setting higher expectations for our students. An area the committee felt needs high priority is in the needs for common assessments. Action steps include training and professional developments in the areas of using common assessments and the Ocali extended standards. Now I will turn it over to Dr. Thomas.
The continuing work at the high school thus far has not been done in isolation. It has been a joint effort from those who serve in multiple roles within central office and at the building level. Through this joint effort, we have been able to develop a comprehensive plan that addresses the diverse needs of our students. The collaboration between teachers, administrators, and district staff has allowed us to align resources, support systems, and instructional strategies to enhance student learning. The current continuum at the high school. There are approximately 282 students with disabilities within the 3 service models in the continuum at the high school, making up 16.2% of the student population. These service models are designed to meet the diverse needs of students with various disabilities, providing them with the appropriate levels of support while fostering inclusion and academic growth. These 3 service models include 8 learning centers, 4 MH, 2 ID, and 2 ED, 17 sections of resource rooms in the content areas of math and ELA, and 35 sections of co-taught in the content areas of math, ELA, and science. As we work through improving our continuum across the district, possible barriers that we foresee are in the areas of staffing, instructional resources, training in areas that significantly impact the progression of our continuum, and lack of consistent and transparent communication. Though we have identified these as possible barriers, with the continued work on our continuum, we are confident that we will see significant gains in these areas over time. This school year, we have embarked on new and enhanced programming and curriculum, such as our Job and Training Coordination Program, also known as JTC, Teach Town, and changes in the expectations set forth in our SPED Continuum. A detailed overview of these programs and curriculums can be found in your folders. Our Job and Training Coordination Program, also known as JTC. The purpose of JTC. The district's vision for the JTC program upon its inception was driven by 3 key goals: to address the underrepresentation of students with disabilities in CTE, to address the state systematic improvement plan goal of increasing the number of students with disabilities graduating with a standard diploma, and to address the exorbitant cost of sending students with disabilities to outside workforce readiness training centers such as CVAC. As the district continues to improve the JTC program, from school year to school year. 3 enhanced procedures have been started in preparation for the upcoming 25-26 school year. These enhancements include beginning the recruitment process for JTC for the 25-26 school year at the start of the second semester. By starting the recruitment process earlier in the year, it has allowed for time to consider teacher input and to do an in-depth review of students' data to ensure that students who are recommended for the program have the necessary skills to access the curriculum within JTC, as well as see the benefits of being in the program post-high school. To assist us in recommending students, teachers completed an eligibility assessment for each student in which they rated students based on the criteria of work readiness, motivation, and support needs. This assisted in eliminating bias in the recruitment process. Next, providing JTC exposure to potential students. By doing so, during the early recruitment process, recommended students have had an opportunity to see in person the various programs within JTC to assist in identifying one of interest to explore in the upcoming year. Student visits are scheduled to occur this spring. And lastly, pre-identifying a maximum number of students. During the early recruitment process, a pre-identified maximum number of 25 students consisting of 11th and 12th graders was selected. In identifying a maximum number of students, it has allowed us to strategically plan for staffing, ensuring that we are neither understaffed or overstaffed. Mr. Rosenbaum will discuss JTC staffing later in the meeting. Now, to highlight our Teach Training program is Ms. Knight.
This school year, we have 8 autism learning centers serving grades K through 5. 6 are at Bluestone and 2 at the Early Learning Village. With the growing number of students on the spectrum, we plan to increase the number of autism learning centers. All of the elementary autism learning centers use the TEACH model, a specialized approach for supporting students with autism. The TEACH model has 5 key components: structured teaching, which creates organized spaces; visual support uses cues like visual schedules; individualized learning adapts instruction to meet each student's individual need; work systems fosters independence for task completion; and communication strategies use alternative methods like symbols and communication devices. In June of 2024, staff, including building administrators, intervention specialists, paraprofessionals, and related service providers, attended a 5-day training. Training will take place again this summer in both June and August. Here's an example of a setup of a TEACH classroom. All students have their individual work schedule, individual work station, and the teacher whole group work area. In addition to investing in the classroom environment with TEACH, we are now piloting the Teach Town curriculum for some of our learning centers. Mr. O'Neill will share some brief information about Teach Town.
Thank you, Ms. Knight. Our department is always focused on inclusivity when it comes to the learning environment, and we are piloting a program that offers just that. Our district recently took part in a demonstration that offers our students with special needs an opportunity to rapidly close the gap with a more progressive curriculum. Designed to target general education standards via socially and developmentally appropriate research-based instruction, Teach Town supports personalized instruction and automated data collection aligned to our students' IEPs and their specific skill levels. We believe this curriculum is both student-friendly and also staff-friendly at the same time. It's something we look forward to potentially implementing in the upcoming school year. Now to discuss the next steps and close out the presentation is Dr. Bailey.
Regarding next steps for the Department of Exceptional Children, we will continue our journey with the Teach Town curriculum. This company has already conducted a presentation for myself, the curriculum department, and selected teachers in each building across the district. We are now in the piloting phase, and then we will make a decision and seek board approval. Upon approval, we will start professional development this school year. Regarding professional development and training, we will continue to educate staff on TEACH training in June and August. We will have co-teaching training available for secondary educators who are in a co-taught setting. And we will also be providing training and professional development for changes and expectations in our new Special Education Continuum Committee. Thank you from our team, and this concludes our presentation, barring any questions.
We'll start down here with Mrs. Turles. Go ahead.
I have a question. Can you explain to me the difference between the teach method, the teach curriculum, and teach town?
Yes, so the Teach Town curriculum is specific to students with disabilities who are in learning centers. So autism learning centers, multi-handicap learning centers, and intellectual disability students with intellectual disabilities. It gives them access to the extended standards, and it also breaks it down in a way for them to be able to understand. And there's different ways to collect data. For example, they just don't collect data whether a student gets a question right or wrong, but it also is a prompting piece in there, and so that adds to the data as well. Teach is a training, an intensive training where we use students from our district during the training, and that is specifically for the autism learning centers and intervention specialists, as well as our speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, and paraprofessionals. So anyone who's working with our students with autism receives that teach training for the teach method. And those classrooms are set up specifically based on that.
Do we have those classrooms set up now in some places?
Yes, so Bluestone, this was the first year that Bluestone did that in all 6 learning centers.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciated your presentation, and I always love the chance to see the names that I hear all the time, and I never always have a face to match with them. So I was writing down your names to make sure I could try and, I really like the committee structure. Is that a new structure? I haven't heard it explained in that way before.
Yes, so this year we started 3 special education continuum committees. We have one specific to elementary and then middle school and high school because, you know, it really is unique at different levels. So we wanted to make sure we were really honing on the needs at different levels and then professional development and resources that are needed.
I really appreciate the robustness of that committee work, and I know that it takes a lot to organize, and it's a big commitment for everyone involved, but I think it's definitely worthwhile when it comes to meeting the needs of those students. So thank you. Thank you all.
I really love the least restrictive environment concept. Most of the time, the kids are being identified, and we're focusing on, you know, how we're going to service them and how we're going to, you know, meet their needs, but we're not focusing on making sure that they're able to integrate into the school setting in the best possible way. So I really love that concept, and I also love the work that you guys are doing with the JTC recruitment and the shadowing. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Mr. Botsky, any comments?
Nothing that hasn't already been covered, aside from just a thank you for the work you're doing, and it's great to hear more about it.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you also for the work that you're doing. I did have a question on if you have any maybe like qualitative data on how the students are progressing in like the teach classroom structures and also like the JTC program. If there's any, it doesn't have to be quantified, but if you have any feedback for how the students are engaging with the different programs that you talked about.
So regarding qualitative data, I can tell you that, you know, walking in a Bluestone, it just feels amazing. It looks different. The kids really are used to their routine, and they are making academic progress. Regarding JTC, I don't have any data, but I can get that data with you guys. But I know that our students are in the community and getting those experiences as well.
Thank you.
And I don't have any comments again that haven't already been said. Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Of course, I have several comments. Thanks for really the presentation tonight. I thought, obviously you took time to put it together, both in practice and in getting the slides together to make it make sense. You know, we've said this, I think, for a while. We said this is a necessary first step. Now that we know better, we'll do better, and we're going to work smarter on a lot of what we do for exceptional children. This isn't first and foremost about the kids, but when the people sometimes can't put together how the way we run exceptional children, especially special needs children, has so many impacts on all the other things we do in the district, which leads to staffing and other things that are expensive for us, but are necessary. So getting the system in place is not only going to help kids. So I don't know if I'm going to ask you a question or not. I know, and maybe the board may appreciate, we have looked at the number of students with autism that are rising into school-aged.
Yes.
I don't know if we solidify those numbers, and I certainly don't mean to put you on the spot, but do we have a ballpark of what we are looking at of how many more students that might be on the spectrum next year?
Well, I will tell you preschool numbers, we're looking at least 20 new preschoolers who will be entering our kindergarten classrooms who are going to need an autism learning center. And every day we're getting new children at the elementary level. We just got a new student 2 days ago. So currently all of our autism learning centers are full.
Okay, and I know Mr. Rosenbaum's going to make some presentation on
Yes.
some of the work there.
Yes.
I commend the team, and I know this has been a team process. I have had discussions with people from other districts, let's say. We are not excusing that children are on the spectrum. We are not saying, oh, they'll be okay in a few years or it's because of COVID. No, we are taking the necessary work to actually get our children what they need as quickly as we can, as opposed to waiting to them in first or second grade like something was going to magically change without support. So thanks for all that work. The Teach Down curriculum will it be ready for the next board meeting, or is this down
Yes.
the road still?
So currently our intervention specialists are piloting it, so it will be on the board agenda in March.
So
To be voted on.
pending,
Yes, pending board approval.
as well as the team wanting it.
Yes.
But it sounds like
Correct.
it's been pretty
So
well
far,
received. Yeah.
Yes, it's been a success so far. So if at the end of the piloting we decide to go, we'll seek board approval in March.
Okay, and then my last part, and maybe I triggered some other thoughts of the board, so sorry, team. JTC, I know we went through some growing pains, and we now realize that there were some kids that, while it was okay to have them there, maybe it didn't best match what they needed. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes. So
Okay.
considering the least restrictive environment really for that program as well as what we're doing this year with the recruitment work that Dr. Thomas and Ms. Monaco have been doing, we're more intentional just to make sure our students are placed in the proper program to be successful.
Thank you.
I did have one more question that I forgot about. We talked about a lot of the training for our autism children, but I know we service the other classrooms. Everybody was saying there's multi-handicap classrooms as well as ED classrooms. What trainings are we doing with those?
So right now, we're starting, again, the Teach Town is for those learning centers as well. And then we are looking into, after we solidify curriculum, then we're gonna look into professional development to attack those additional learning centers as well. So we're in the process, and that's gonna be part of our continuum work moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
I have one other question too. It didn't come up until they were talking about the JTC program. This evaluation that teachers can do to ensure if students are a good fit, was this developed by the district or is this a tool from somewhere else?
It was developed previously, we did go back and do some revision to it, so it was to assist in eliminating bias and the recruitment process, to eliminate staffing, putting in kids who they may deem that's more likable, and omitting kids that they thought would not be a benefit to the program, but actually would be able to benefit and access the program. So that allowed us to kind of rule out the bias in the process.
I really appreciate this tool. I think it makes things better on both ends of the spectrum. Whether, like you said, there could be a student who is very likable but who is not ready, and there could be a student who is less likable but really could benefit from the program. So I appreciate that this is a neutral evaluation tool that can be used to the best benefit of the students. Thank you.
Thank you to your team.
Thank you, everyone.
you.